Hey guys, this is Kevin. I basically am running an online business where I give out teaching courses and training on how you can start your own online business. And today I have someone with me here who as well started his online business recently. And I would love for you guys to get to meet him. His name is Mohammed. First of all, Mohammed, thank you so much for coming in here and making some time to talk with me. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. My pleasure. Thank you very much. I'm doing very
Awesome.
good.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Cool. So, Mohammed, for
Yeah.
those who maybe not know you, can you maybe explain your background before you started online business, what you were into, and initially your interests into the business, online business industry?
So basically, since I graduated from university, I started to work for a company, just like really like briefly, like 2 years. That was back in 2007,
Okay.
and very quickly I didn't feel it. I was like, I want to have more freedom for myself. And the only thing that I could think of having that or creating that for myself was to be entrepreneur.
Gotcha.
So I started with a friend of mine, a company reselling CAD software, what we call CAD, so design software, 3D design software.
Mm-hmm.
And actually we were we had some success, like, I don't know what success actually exactly means, but quite okay.
Mm-hmm.
We were earning our living with it. But what I really discovered was, first of all, we did not match in vision wise, in mission, how we do things. To cut a long story short, last year, beginning of last year, around April, we decided to separate. So we said, okay, let's really not do this and
Mm-hmm.
go our separate ways, because I was not happy with the situation, and
Right.
just as bothering you. And I should feel happy with my work, at least. Definitely, if I am part of creating it, you know what I mean.
Right. Exactly.
So it was like, okay, I cannot do this. So I said, okay, at the end of the day, and like anybody, skeptical, afraid, there's a lot of things that I think, okay, what's going to happen after, and like this. So
Yeah.
I really kind of postponed it quite a lot.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I went for it. And after that, like, the most of the people, I just went back to what I was doing, just I'm thinking I will do it better for myself, you know what I mean.
Okay. Okay.
So I really, I just kind of became a competitor of my own old company. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a very competitive market. And as I'm doing it, I was thinking, but really, do I want this, man? Is this what I'm looking for again? Because what I realized was I didn't have the time that I was looking to get. I was only spending more time. I was away more from my family and children. So at the end of the day, with that in my mind, after a couple of months, I was looking for ideas, like, okay, is this really what I want? This is what I want to do the rest of my life, the coming 15 or 20 years. And as I was thinking that, I went to YouTube and I found, without looking for it, actually, to tell you the truth, I came across this ad popped up, and it was this guy called Emil, and really, I connected with what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that was,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even doubt. I listened through the whole video,
Yeah.
clicked, put my name in, my email address in, and I just followed. And I say, okay, these are free videos. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna see where they bring me. But it sounds like realistic. It
Yeah.
sounds believable, because they were talking about it's not like easy and here and you. And that's
Yeah.
why I really joined the community and this business.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So,
Yeah,
in the fact that you've committed, because I guess you had something that was something related to you in the message and in the business.
absolutely.
It's what at what point did you realize there's something in here that I can do? Like there's something that I can pursue here and actually have success in it. What was that thing that made you believe, okay, I should really go for this?
It was actually the way that it was brought up. I mean, the messaging was good and realistic. So just, I believe, the frame that I mean, the messaging, because first of all, I was thinking, okay, so this is something that I want to, because I want more freedom, more time with my family, and I really like to travel.
Yeah,
So with my job, while I'm working for myself, I'm not able to travel, because I have to go to customers. I have to be here
of
to
course,
support customers. I have to pick up
of
phones,
course.
etc. And this was giving me the ability. At least I could see the ability to
Yeah,
have more freedom in space and time.
yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, I love that. and while you are, you know, also making an income, because that's just necessary. Money just gives options, so I need that. So both of them, they should really like, I could relate to that. And the fact that that Emil told me as well, look, it's not like you're gonna step in and you're just gonna generate money. No, because that will be,
Okay.
I don't believe such things. It doesn't exist. So it was realistically brought to me like, okay, you have to really put in some work. You must be willing to, you know, to do
Mm,
what you need to do to have a business. But at
mm.
the end of the day, if you set it up well, you will have an automated system that can work for you and give you the lifestyle that you want, or the type of life that you are looking for. And that really like resonated with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so going into, did you encounter any particular challenges that you did not expect, even though you saw the potential of the whole business?
To tell you the truth, every time, I mean, we are human. So as soon as I got into, it's really like challenging to, they tell you to follow all the steps, like, you know, follow it. And it's very easy to try to skip things, you know what I mean? It's
I
like a
totally
step
get
by
what you're
step
saying.
manual. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
guidance. And
Absolutely.
you are eager to do things. So I was really like containing myself. No, 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 just really watch the video, write down what they say, do this stuff. So I was containing myself every day, and I'm very happy I
Yeah.
did that. Really, that was very challenging. And also, um, you know, you as you start to, I have to be honest. And that's what they tell you. You have to be, you must be willing to invest in yourself. So
Mm,
every time that you have to continue and you have to upgrade yourself, I mean, knowledge costs money. And
yeah.
this is knowledge is really more valuable than any university that I have been to right now.
Yeah.
I went through university, so I swear I have never seen anything like it. So that's why I was thinking, I had to reframe my mind. I like, no, you know, I'm investing in me. So what does it matter how much it costs? I'm
Right.
gonna, I'm gonna continue.
Right.
And I already decided. Now I'm on a level elite, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to invest more in myself. Even I'm
Mm-hmm.
just convinced, because that's the most valuable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Invest in yourself, because that will bring you more.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was challenging at the same time. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to make decisions like, okay, so now what do I do? So
Right.
it was really challenging to me
Was it
sometimes.
was it related to like the perseverance, and like when you found out something that doesn't work, or you didn't understand something, that you kept have that you sort of had to have this mentality of saying, well,
Yeah.
this is an investment of you in yourself. Was it that
Ex-
thing that you kept
yeah.
have that you just had to
Exactly.
keep
You
on?
have to
Yeah.
repeat it. You have to remember it. You have to really tell yourself, like, listen, don't give up. You know, just have to look around, and you become smarter as well. You know, because and the community as well. Really,
Yeah.
you become smart. You find ways to discover things. Okay, so how do I do it? Where can I get it? Like when they were telling in the beginning, like you have to have your avatar. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? How
Right.
can I
What
find
the
the
hell is
password? And you know, so you find things out, and really that gives you also you become more courageous, and you trust more yourself, and also with what you're busy with, and you really, but there are some challenges and you have to go through them. And it's really true, they tell you all the time, go through what you're afraid of. And I always remember that sentence. If you're
Mm-hmm.
afraid of it, do it. And every time I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go again.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I mean, that's a very good point though, because I actually am myself. That's how I saw it, because I started myself like this year, and if anything, besides just the fact that there was a community and it's like a trendy kind of like industry of starting your own business and getting like all these um, well, like the freedom, financial freedom, geographic freedom. I really saw it as well as there's a skill here that
yeah.
is required, and I can learn that skill.
Exactly.
And if anything, I mean, even if I don't know, it doesn't work out, or even if I found out that I want to do something else, there's such a valuable skill set that you've accustomed to learn that now you can use it for anything else, and
Absolutely.
that to me was really a big seller. I'm like, okay, I'm actually learning how to run ads on Google,
Yeah,
on Bing, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Like, it's like you could learn do these things, but at the same time, you understand
exactly.
like the customer acquisitions, you understand how to target your avatar, understand like the product and like what kind of language you speak to individuals. So all of that to me was like there's this huge amount of skill set that I'm learning.
Yeah,
Anything like that's super
agree,
valuable, you know.
agree. Even it's funny. I have a story about that.
Yeah.
In my previous, company that was running, we were like 10 people. We had to hire someone to do this stuff for us. The Google stuff and these
Hmm.
ads.
Hmm.
And all the time I had this question like, but really, what is he doing? I had no. It's like a black box. Money disappears in there, and like, but what comes out?
Yeah.
And I was always wondering myself, but how does this stuff work? And it did not really give us anything back, at least that I could measure, like,
Hmm.
because I was curious to do that. And I can see now nobody knew what they were doing. It's too funny. It just became clear to me,
It's so
like
true.
nobody knew. I mean, because
It's so true.
me as a leader, I didn't know. My partner did not know. So uh, I really didn't know. And now I can exactly tell they were selling me a BS. And I mean,
Right.
it's and that only the realization gave so much value to this education for me. Just that I realized, like, oh, okay,
Now you know.
nobody knew what he was doing. So
Exactly.
you can sell, air to anybody. It was like that. I was
It's
I was buying air.
it's so true because most companies would probably hire an in-house marketer,
Yeah,
that has knowledge on like SEO and stuff like that. But most people don't really understand what it is that you're doing on Google
no,
Ads, to bring you advertising, to bring you customers, and that's like basic stuff. You basically are bringing customers to the company.
yeah,
That's it. If you don't know how to
exactly.
do that, you're not really
and but
learning.
and quality, I mean, like really, like those who come to you should be the ones that need to come to you, not everybody.
Right.
And they were talking about retargeting. I mean, if you retarget the entire world, I mean, really, people are gonna click, and at the end of the day, you will see that it's money paying and there's a lot of clicks. But for what? And here
Exactly.
you learn the exact basics to build things, and
Yeah.
in a step by step. I mean, you need, it's a like manual from A to Z.
Hmm.
There's really no,
Hmm.
there's nothing that you can compare with it. That's what I
Hmm.
liked about it.
Hmm. So,
Yeah.
quick question: what do you think would be the thing that you've learned the most so far? Being going through the modules, going through kind of like this,
you
the
you know what I
theory.
really yeah, you know what I really appreciate, it's not even the technical things. I mean,
Okay.
there's some things that I learned,
Mm-hmm.
but what I have learned so far and I'm happy with is um to work consistently, like really, like on a consistent basis. So every day I plan my day, for example. Now
Mm,
I never used to do that. I mean, I was just working, like
of
getting
course, yeah.
getting up. I was motivated. That was not the problem. But I didn't have an overview of what I was doing the whole day and how. I mean, I was doing the job, but there was a lot of chaos in my head. So now I get that all on the paper, and it's done.
So what do
I
you do?
just
Like you in the morning, like you write down
I write it
like
down
the
all.
things that
Yeah, exact.
you're.
Yeah, everything that comes after, I write it down as well. But it can move to tomorrow. But it's not gonna mess up what I was
Really?
wanting to do.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's actually a good
yeah.
tip. I probably should
I,
do
I,
that myself as
I'm
well.
telling you, look, I have this stuff if I'm printed off the
Oh,
SFM.
snap. Oh, you got it.
I'm telling
Awesome,
you.
dude.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. It really gave me like this structure, and I love it.
So
Yeah.
so it's basically the fact that you've had a certain consistency in your work,
Yes.
and you brought that in with particular structures, like daily structures and your plans and
Yeah.
what you do every day.
Whatever I'm doing, even in the house, when I'm Saturdays, for example, okay, now I'm gonna do the garden. It's already checked. It's there.
Awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. That's cool, man. I probably should do that as well. Honestly, I probably should
It really
start.
gives a lot of rest to this head. I'm telling you, it's just amazing thing, and it's so easy to forget. It's like, oh, it's just little paper. I know what I'm doing. It's like human. We think we have everything under control, and it's all, if it's in the head, we know it. And really, Stuart talked about it, and I
Mm-hmm.
listened to this guy called Jim Rohn,
Mm-hmm.
and he hammers it as well. So
Yeah.
I like, yeah, yeah, it's very good.
Awesome.
It's really good. Everything in your head, write it down. I mean, you don't have to do it, but write it down. Then you don't have to forget it, first of all, and you don't have to think about it at the same as well. It's just, you're not gonna forget it, and you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it, it is there. So it's just in front of you to do it. That's it. All you have to do is take the action. That's all.
Yeah. No,
So
actually, that's a really good point. I have been actually, I started doing that. I even read somewhere how actually most companies basically have a reactionary approach as opposed to an
yep,
action approach. They react basically to things. Things that's going
yes,
on, they react to that. But not a lot of companies are very strategic on how to be in an offensive. Most companies are defensive, and
right,
few are very offensive strategically in what they do. And there's one guy that I listened to listen to lately, and he was mentioning about how it is important to literally have a plan daily of what exactly you are going to do, and
yeah,
even you can go that far where you can put a particular time schedule with the
yeah,
thing that you want to do.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, it helps so much because then you realize, okay, these are things I need to do, and then you can figure out like how you want to improve and what you want to do better, or kind of change things.
exactly, exactly.
Which is a super good point. So, quick question: I'm not sure where you said that again, but when exactly did you start with SFM?
SFM.
Yeah,
So I think the initial contact was in July of
gotcha.
2018
Okay,
somewhere, and but I think I really joined somewhere in August, mid end August somewhere.
this year
Uh, no,
or the former
no,
year.
this year. No, no,
Okay,
wait. No, it was this year. It was this year. Sorry, it's not last year.
okay,
I joined. I'm confused. Not
it's all
last year.
good.
I joined this year. So the first time that for me, it's like 2018 in my head.
Yeah.
So July this year is the first time I think that I had saw the initial
Mm,
call to SFM through
mm,
Emil.
mm,
So right away, I mean, as soon as I saw, I was in. I mean, I didn't even really have to think a second to,
mm.
you know, and I used, I work a lot with systems, so I kind of knew I can tell what is fake from what is kind of true, you know. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, there are a lot of things that people are skeptical about
Of
because it's
course,
how it is.
of course.
But really, I was thinking, okay, so giving my email a name, I know the internet world is not a problem. I give, and if the video becomes real, it's real and what it is, why not? You know, it's just I
Hmm.
can have a look and I have,
Absolutely.
I can decide for myself after that. It's
Hmm.
free anyway. And
Hmm.
really, I did not even, to tell you the truth, it did not even took me after first 50 seconds, I knew I want to join, but I just
Really?
want to listen to what the guy says. I mean, yeah, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this sounds like authentically true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
authentic,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah. Yeah.
true. I mean, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
this is so different from everything else that I know and see. There must be something there. So I
Yeah.
just joined, and I think in August I upgraded in
Hmm.
August. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So I mean, I think it's interesting because it's quite unique. I think a lot of people, at least when I speak to some of the individuals that as well were interested into the business,
yeah,
they certainly find something that relates to them in the message. There's a
yeah,
particular thing, whether a common pain point or a common problem that you have. But it's certainly as well unique for someone to be already in a space where they know that they need to have a particular change now, and then that's when they commit. Because most
yeah,
people would be hesitant. Most people would even be more skeptical, which is normal, like we said.
yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, what would you, from your experience, knowing that you were already in the headspace where you wanted to have a change and there is something about the business and the message that related to you. I'm wondering, what would you say to that person that is maybe more hesitant in taking that step for X amounts of different reasons?
Yeah.
What would you recommend to them? What advice would you say?
Um, I think a good advice is the one that I really got that already got me thinking, and it's not
Mm,
from me. It's from this guy called Jim Rohn. You should check him out on
I
YouTube.
probably should, yeah.
He is kind of a really a wise guy. And I mean, I think he's actually the mentor of. He has been the mentor of Tony Robbins. So he's not a. I mean, it's not a little guy. This is a huge guy. So the thing is, what he always told was, it's really important to be. You're gonna be a believer or not believer in a message, in something, you know.
Yeah.
And for myself, when I was taking those who are going to find out this about this opportunity, because it's an opportunity, that's it. It's always opportunity. Even it's not a good opportunity, it can be, it's opportunity. It's just, what you do with it yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, so from that perspective, I was only thinking, what am I going to miss if this is true? Like, I mean, because it felt true,
Yeah.
truthful, it felt authentic,
Yeah.
it felt real.
Yeah.
So I could do two things. I could say, it's one of those things on the internet, and I'm not gonna go there. It's very easy to do. But what I was thinking was, what am I gonna miss out if this is a real opportunity that I can get? What am I going to miss out? Why wouldn't I try this life of freedom? That I mean, the thing that you really want to do, that you will be able to do. How much will you do for that? And people are telling you, listen, you just need to give me an email and a name, and I'm not gonna send you checks with that you have to pay. You just need to watch some videos. I won't. I won't think twice. For
Yeah.
me, it's like, okay, clear.
Yeah.
Try it. I will see the videos. If they don't convince me, I can go out. It's not a problem. But the first initial thing is really just to trust. And I think the most important thing is, if you really connect with the message,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't dismiss it. That's actually what I would say. Don't dismiss that connection. Don't dismiss it with your head. Don't let the rational you take over something that can be very valuable to you.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I really love what you said about you were comparing the two options that you would have, right?
Yeah,
Like one would be, okay, that's just another video. I don't really care. You move on. Or, and that's super powerful, you would ask yourself, what is it that I would miss
yeah,
if that is actually, a viable and
yeah.
profitable opportunity? And
and and,
that's so
al- and
powerful.
also the risk. There is no risk. I mean, the thing is that really what makes easy between these two options is really like, it comes almost to laziness. You know what I mean? If I
Mhm.
really break it down,
Yeah, yeah,
it comes like to lazy, and you've been lazy in just chasing some good things, and that's it. Because you can always leave and say, oh, it's nothing, it's very easy. But what do you miss out, and what does it cost you just to
yeah,
watch? You have to
exactly.
ask this question to yourself: what do I have to pay money in front? No. Okay, so I can always, maybe they can always be ask me at at later time, pay money. Okay, but in the beginning, initially, there's nothing asked of me.
Yeah,
Just really to just put my name and email. That's it.
yeah.
That's not a lot of cost. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no, of course
That's
not.
what I
Of
was
course
thinking.
not. No,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, that's great. I mean, I think that's such a good point, honestly, because I think it brings things so much back into perspective, man. Because there's a lot of times where people are not asking themselves the right questions, and
No.
you find yourself going into places or making decisions that are, again, like you say, irrational. You're thinking, okay, but like you don't really want to then, like you don't really want to
Yeah.
invest in yourself, which is fine, again, because I've been
Yeah.
told always that it's not for everyone. It does
E-
take a lot of work, a lot of
Exactly.
commitment. I'm not gonna lie, like
Exactly.
it's still a big learning curve for myself as well. And every
Yeah.
single day, I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to figure out what the best things to do with the
Yeah.
campaigning and with like the scripts and everything
Yeah.
to that. So
I'm telling you, every day I think about, how would I look back 5 years from now at this day?
I like
How
doing
would it look like?
that. Yep,
How would
yep,
it be?
yep.
You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely,
it's
bro.
it's just that what keeps me going. And really, like, when I go from office, I go somewhere, I sit, I
Yeah,
put the time in, because I said to myself, I'm gonna do it every day. So somewhere I have to find some couple of hours, and I put it in there.
yeah,
Read, write something, research something. So now I have been. It took me quite some time. For example, making this YouTube script. Really, it took me like literally like 3 days or something, because I
yeah,
write, I'm like, it's nothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I
So
know, I
it
know.
takes me, but at the same time, you are learning. You're really like, you are progressing towards something, and you can see
Yeah,
it. You can
yeah.
see it develop, like, very slowly.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Absolutely,
yeah,
man. That's awesome, man. Dude, like I think one thing that I can take out is I'm gonna try to do what you're doing, and I'm gonna start writing down my plans,
yeah.
because that's such a good
But
point,
just
man.
just print out the one page productivity planner. It's somewhere, I think, in module 2 at the end, or so.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah, they have
somewhere
it. They have it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, and I was like, oh, I need that. I print
That's the
out.
one.
Yeah, but you know what I do? Look, I swear, all of them. I mean, I can exactly see what I did every day. It's
That's
like kind of a
awesome.
note,
That's
and
awesome.
and I just did it because I was thinking if I do it, okay, I know exactly what I forgot or not or what I did, and I just check it off. Like, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, and that's it.
Yeah,
And it makes me always. It has a good feeling to it. Like, okay, I didn't forget nothing. Oh, that is fantastic. I
that's
forgot
good.
things when I don't put them on there. That's what I
Yeah,
what I
yeah, yeah,
realized.
yeah, yeah. Whatever's not on there, you're not doing. So like,
I can't forget it. I forgot a couple of things, and I was like, oh, but it was not on there. That's why, So next time I put everything in there.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
yeah,
No, that's
yeah,
good
it's
to know,
really
man.
yeah, it's
Awesome.
it's fantastic, man. So, but it's I'm telling you, I didn't earn a dime with this so far,
Hmm.
but I'm so happy I chose this stuff. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm not somebody to say, okay, I make income with the other. I mean, I'm not at that place in the
Yeah,
journey, but it's such a valuable stuff
but that's where it
that
brings the genuineness and the authenticness. Like the impact that it's having just on like a personal level already.
yeah,
Like your mentality, your mindset, and how you see certain things and your approach
yeah,
on issues and whatnot.
yeah. I swear to you, I would tell I would be able to advise my son to go to this education rather than another one and just learn one skill and become the best in it.
That's
That's
that's awesome. Like that's
that's it.
extremely scalable and profitable. Of course,
Yeah,
absolutely.
become the best in one thing and that's it. Then all I mean, that's what you need. And here you learn. And the thing is, and what's so valuable about this stuff is it's really like guided. You have a guidance. Do this, don't do that. Follow this. I mean, this.
Yeah,
And this is it's very hard to first of all to achieve, and you can see even in the SFM, not everything is clear, but slowly it gets clearer. It goes
yeah,
very slowly,
yeah.
and sometimes you have to figure out your own ways
Of course,
because it's so hard to capture every step. It's just not
it
possible
is.
almost,
It is. It
but
is.
they come close to it, and I really like it. And what is really valuable and nobody will understand except if you get in is the
Hmm.
community that is not only there just to have fun but are willing to help you. People who are calling you, who are making time for you, who are showing you what they're doing and how they did it, and when they make a mistake, how they made it, and how they recover it, and all of this stuff, man. Who will tell that in business? No one,
Oh
never.
no, that doesn't happen. No.
That is the strategic stuff. You hide that stuff. You put it somewhere in a locker. You say
Yeah,
nobody can see it.
exactly. No, of course, they don't want to do that because people are not willing to. People in the corporate world just they would like step on each other
Yeah,
just so that they can have their interest in mind and whatnot like achieved. But here, you're right. Community is something that it's still surprising to this day the value that that people have in helping each other. Like
yeah,
genuinely, like I don't want anything from you. I want you to be better. And I'm like,
yeah.
wow, that's
But,
that's
last,
amazing.
I don't know if you were in the call of Emil and Valerie last week. I'm not
Yeah.
often there, but I had a question and they really answered like perfect because I come from module 4
Yes.
and I come to 5, and
Yes.
now all of a sudden it kind of became blurry because I was like, okay, it's two is talking about writing blogs, building up this website already done, okay, and then you have to write stuff for the website, you have to do
Yeah.
the YouTube, you have to do the campaigns, so it kind of got blurry for me. I'm like, okay, so guys, where do we go from here? And then I just asked, like, listen, did you do, for example, the 90-day video journey? It was a question for me, like, okay, do you really need to do that before you can shoot a nice video? And I want to have clarity on that. And they were like, no, you don't have to do it. It's nice. It may be good for you, but it's not necessary. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
not like a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I when I got clear on that, then I'm like, okay, so how does this campaigning work and stuff? And every time you have some new, and I think you run into the same things as well because
Absolutely.
what do you have to do? Because I did not still find out where they show you um how to do the YouTube channel, then your campaign, then
Mm.
you know how you do this stuff and how you
Yeah.
set up the
Yeah.
campaign and everything. So
Absolutely.
there are some things that I still has
Yeah,
to
that's you got to find your way into it, right? Like you kind of have to see what works for you, and that's the uniqueness. Everyone's
yeah,
path is different, so
yeah,
that taught me not to compare myself with anyone
no,
else because people are different. People have different messages. People resonate with other people differently on a different way,
yeah,
and they do things that are differently. So it's you can't just there's so many different variables that are
yeah,
interconnected that makes their results the way it is, but then yours will
yes,
be ready from the beginning and on a different route. So,
Yes, exactly.
man,
It's gonna
that's
be unique. Yeah,
you're right,
yeah.
man. Man, thank you so much again for coming to this call and talking to me about these things, man. Because I mean, people would watch this, right, and they'll see, they'll get inspired. But if anything, I'm the one who's inspired. You know, I'm the one
Great.
who's really like, you know, getting
You're
value
doing
from this.
you're doing
Uh,
good job, man. It's something that you really thought yourself to adding more value I mean, is it some value that you're building? This is why you're doing this, or why did you start it like doing it this way and to learn from it, of course?
why I started in general, like with the SFM and like the online business and
No, no,
whatnot.
no, no, like doing this kind of
Oh,
interview
the
and
interview.
something.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's because I realized that in talking to people more and in kind of like getting to understand their journey and their difficulties and their interest and their values, like I learned so much more about what
Right,
I like, my strengths and my weaknesses, and how to approach them and how to see them and see them in different perspectives. Because there's so many like that had fears in the beginning of starting, you know, this business, and even like some of the obstacles that I'm coming across, I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do this, whatever. But then when
mm,
I talk to other individuals, I'm starting to see them in a different perspective, like in a
mm-hmm.
different light, and automatically like my approach changes as well. And I started to do this out, like it was off the record, like I didn't record anything.
All
But
right.
then when I look back at it, I'm like, people can value from this. Like people can
Yeah.
learn from these conversations, because these are genuine
Right.
conversations like this.
Yeah.
Yes, there might be like one or two questions that I already had in my mind, but most of the time it's not planned, it's not structured. I'm just
Yeah.
getting to talk to someone on an honest conversation as if like we were in a bar or like outside or whatever, like a coffee shop, just
Right.
to get to know. And then I thought, you know what, I should record this
Yeah.
and just put it out there, and people that would be inspired or valued by it will be right. And that's kind of the initial idea. So I was like, and I like doing it. I don't mind. I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing that and
Right.
see
I'm
how.
telling you, man.
Yeah.
Talking about genuine. I mean, I would never do anything like this without the impact of SFM already. You know what I mean? In my script, I'm telling people. I swear to you, I said, me making this video that you're watching.
That's gonna work, bro. That's a good.
You know what I mean?
That's a
Me
very
making this
good.
video that you're walking is just a result. It's testament to this what I'm showing you. That's exactly
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Because it's the truth.
But yeah, that's the thing. Is you're being authentic will resonate so much with other people, because there's gonna be so many people in the same positions, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Perfect.
Mohammed, I'm gonna have to run. But again, thank you again for taking some time.
Sure.
We'll
No
keep in
problem.
touch,
Sure,
um,
man. Sure.
and I'll talk to you soon. All right?
Sure, man. I hope to catch you somewhere in these momentum days or whatever.
We
Just.
will.
But
We
you
definitely.
are you living in Belgium?
I do. Yeah. What are you calling from,
Oh,
actually?
I'm calling from Holland, from
Oh,
the Netherlands.
really? Wait,
Yeah.
there's an event. I think there's a couple of events going on in the Netherlands. I need to check, but
Yeah.
they have them sometimes. So maybe we catch on some of the events.
Yeah. I'm a lone go. I'm always, this kind of things always miss. I don't know. Somehow I'm busy with things, and but really, let me know through the messenger
I'll
through
let you
messenger
know.
if there's something, and I probably I will join. I would like to see people, face to face. It's always good. You can always
It's
benefit from
always
it. So
better, right?
right.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually from the south of the Netherlands. I'm near to Eindhoven. We live in a place called Den Bosch. So
Okay, okay,
not.
okay.
And I used to live in Belgium, man. I used to live
Oh,
in. I don't know.
really?
Are you living on the side that they talk French or
Brussels, close to Brussels. Yeah,
Brussels? Oh, you look. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. I used to go to Brussels every week, man.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's
I
where
used
most people work.
All right.
All
Cool,
right,
man.
man. Cool. Well, thank you again, and have a lovely afternoon. All right.
You too. Thanks for inviting me, man. I really enjoyed it. Thanks very
No
much.
worries, man. Take it easy. All
All
right.
right.
See
Yeah.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.